In today's video, we're going to be looking at these two very popular budget-friendly phones. What I have here is the Samsung Galaxy A16 5G and the Moto G 2025. So today, we're going to go head-to-head and we're going to see which phone is better. Let's start with the design and build. Both of these phones are 6.7 inches, so they're pretty much identical when it comes to the size. Now the A16 does have a plastic frame and also a plastic back, which is a plastic that mimics glass. As you can see, it does pick up fingerprints like crazy. It is a pretty large phone, but overall it fits inside the hand really nicely. It does have a fingerprint sensor on the power button and the IP54 rating for basic splash and dust resistant. Now on the other hand, Motorola Moto G 5G has a plastic frame but with a very premium feeling vegan leather back. It's a bit lighter than the A16. It also has IP52 rating, making it splash resistant. The Moto G also has a traditional 3.5mm headphone jack, which the A16 lacks. Overall, look-wise, I would definitely have to give it to the Motorola. It's just a much more attractive phone. Now, both of the phones do have physical SIM card and the SD card expansion. The only difference is the Motorola has 3.5mm headphone jacks. So design-wise, I would definitely have to give the point to the Motorola. Now, when it comes to display, there's a big difference between the two. The Samsung Galaxy A16 5G features a Super AMOLED screen. This means it has a vibrant colors, excellent contrast, and deep blacks. The resolution is a sharp, full HD plus 2340 x 1080p, which is great for watching videos and viewing photos. The refresh rate is 90 Hz, which is smooth but not as smooth as the Moto G, which does have 120 Hz refresh rate. Overall, I gotta say the screen, it does look good, but there's a big difference between the two because the Moto G does have the IPS LCD panel with a lower resolution, 1640 x 720 resolution. While not as vibrant and sharp as the A16 display, its 120 Hz refresh rate makes scrolling and UI navigation feel exceptionally smooth. This higher refresh rate is a key selling point for the Moto G. Display-wise, I would definitely have to give a point to the Samsung Galaxy A16. Now, when it comes to the performance, there's a couple different variations, but for today's video, we're going to concentrate on the ones with the 4GB of RAM. When it comes to the CPU, the Samsung Galaxy again has two different variations. It does have the Exynos 1330 or the Dimensity 6300, which the Moto G actually has. I believe USA market does have the Exynos 1330 CPU, and I did check the performance. It is around 10% better than the one on the Moto G. So overall, performance-wise on both of these phones is pretty average. I mean, these are budget-friendly phones, so you can't really expect that much. But for the usual Facebook, Messenger, watching videos, playing music, occasional arcade games, both of these will do a good job. But don't expect a lot out of these phones. Point-wise, I would have to give it to the A16 barely because it does have a few different variations of the RAM, and if it does have that Exynos 1330, it is just a little bit better CPU than what the Motorola has. Now, when it comes to the cameras, the Samsung Galaxy A16 5G comes with a triple camera system, 50-megapixel main sensor, 5-megapixel ultra-wide lens, and 2-megapixel macro lens. The 50-megapixel main camera takes decent pictures in good lighting, and the ultra-wide lens offers more versatility, which is a significant advantage over the Moto G. Now, the selfie camera on this one is 30-megapixel, where the Moto G does have a bit of advantage there, which has 60-megapixel, which is a slight edge over the A16. Now, on the back, it features a dual camera setup, 50-megapixel main sensor and the 2-megapixel macro sensor. It does lack the ultra-wide camera, which limits its photographic capabilities. Since this one has better rear camera, this one has better front-facing camera, I would say this is about even when it comes to the cameras. Now, when it comes to the battery, both of these do have 5000 milliamp battery, and the difference is this one, since it does have lower resolution, it will last a bit longer. This one has the AMOLED display, 1080p resolution, efficient. So on the same battery, you can expect a little bit better use on the Moto G 2025. On top of that, this one has 30 watts fast wire charging, while the Samsung Galaxy A16 has 25 watts wire charging. So the point would definitely have to go for the Moto G 2025. Lastly, when it comes to the updates, Motorola did come with the latest Android 15. This one out of the box came with the Android 14, but right now it is on the Android 15. Now, the Samsung is a bit better when it comes to the updates, so you can expect a bit longer updates on the A16. Motorola still hasn't catched up, but right now you do have the latest update, which is good, and I would assume it's going to get the Android 16. Now, on this one, I believe they promised 3 years of updates, so you can possibly see this phone getting 15, 16, and 17. So it's going to go up to Android 17. Again, that's what they promised. When it comes to the updates, I'm not going to give any points since both of these phones are on Android 15. And honestly, I can't see the future, so I'm not sure which phone is going to end up getting the, Android 16 and Android 17 update. So if I'm not wrong, both phones do have 2 points each. So I would say A16 is for the people who are looking for a really good display. If you want a more versatile camera system because it does have that ultra wide lens, and you value long-term software support, again, time will tell if the Samsung keeps their promise of the 3 years of the operating system updates. Now, the advantages of getting the Moto G 5G is a very smooth, kind of pure Android experience, 120 Hz refresh rate on the display. You enjoy using 3.5 millimeter headphone jack, which the Moto G has. You want faster charging and a slightly lighter phone, and you prefer the vegan leather texture on the back. So look-wise, as I mentioned before, definitely looks a lot better. So both phones definitely have their pros and cons. Thank you guys for watching. Have a great day.